and welcome. I'm Tiffany Trader, Managing Editor of HPCwire, and here with me is Craig Prunty from SiPearl, and we are at the SC21 show in St. Louis. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Tiffany.
How's it going?
It's going very well. It's an interesting show. I think Addison had it right on his podcast when he said the hallway conversations are why you come to SC, and that's certainly been true for us.
Great. Can you tell us about your role with SiPearl?
Sure. I joined SiPearl about a year and a half ago. Prior to that, I was with Marvell Cavium doing ARM-based server processors. SiPearl is spun out of the European Processor Initiative, and we're creating the European HPC processor for European exascale opportunities.
And I know that you have a strong relationship with the EPI, the European Processor Initiative, as you just mentioned. Do you have a broader market vision beyond that?
Absolutely. So, our goal is to first develop processors for HPC in Europe, and then beyond that, scale across the world. And then beyond that, we'll look at other markets beyond HPC. In fact, HPC being writ large, if you look at today, it's scientific computing, but with the birth of AI, it's scaling beyond that to a lot of other markets.
What's the status of the product development at SiPearl?
So we haven't announced anything yet, so we're still in a stealth mode. We are building ARM-based processors, multi-core processors with HBM and SVE. So again, very much targeted at HPC, looking for a very good performance per watt and power density. We don't have a time frame that's a public time frame yet, but we are targeting our processors to meet the European HPC exascale timeframes.
Right. I mean, you have shared some details of the roadmap. There's I don't remember all the names, but there's a Rhea processor, there's some ARM in there, some RISC in there. Could you just share a few more details?
Rhea is our first generation processor, again, based on the ARM V1 core, and then using SVE 256 based acceleration. ARM's a very important partner for us. Again, if you're building a server processor, you need something that has an ecosystem today. So we're basing our server processor on the ARM V1 core.
And is it a second generation or a third generation that you're targeting for the exascale machines?
No, it's our first generation processor. Rhea is our first generation processor.
All right, and that's the one that you are also targeting for the exascale.
That's correct.
And could you share a little bit about what the target is on those exascale systems?
I don't think anything's been announced in the EU. The tenders are ongoing to select the sites. There are certainly candidates that people have in mind for what potential sites could be. The RFP to select the sites should come out shortly. I don't have a specific time on that. And then once the sites are selected, then they'll be looking at the RFPs for the actual systems themselves.
And I believe either EPI or Euro HPC has said that there will be at least one exascale system.
That's been quoted in the press. I mean, I can't speak for the Euro HPC,
I've probably
but that's
been one of the people quoting that in the press.
Absolutely. And that is the focus of the Euro HPC JU, is to create technology in Europe for European exascale.
And so you have some other partners that you're collaborating with. Intel announced a few weeks ago that you're working together with the Ponte Vecchio GPU that's forthcoming. How does that fit into your plans?
So if you look at exascale systems, especially in Europe, most systems are modular. So they look at having a CPU module and then an accelerated module or multiple accelerated modules. And GPU being the best candidate for acceleration today. So the announcement with Intel is around partnering up on our Rhea processor with their Ponte Vecchio GPU, and also porting one API so that you have one software stack covering both the accelerator and the general purpose processor.
And conceivably, is the accelerator something that could work with either an ARM-based CPU or a RISC-based CPU?
Yes, absolutely. For a server processor, you need an ecosystem in place. Today, if you look at ecosystems, it's x86, ARM, and Power. So we're an ARM-based server processor. ARM is, let's say, more democratized in terms of the number of people who could potentially use it. That's our focus. RISC-V is an interesting architecture, but today doesn't have an ecosystem for server processing. People are looking at it for acceleration, for embedded processing. We'll see as and when the ecosystem develops, which we expect it to do. We'll certainly be looking at that as a technology as well. But today we're very much focused on ARM.
You have another partnership in the accelerator space as well. A few months ago you announced a partnership with Graphcore.
Exactly, yes, with ISC. And again, it's very important for us. We don't make selections on acceleration. Our end customers do. So partnering with multiple kinds of accelerators is very important for us going forward, especially for those accelerator modules. right? GraphCore has a very strong AI story, and that's becoming more and more important in all data center, but certainly in HPC data center going forward as well.
Any other next steps you want to share, things you're looking forward to and things you're excited about?
Well, I'd love to share. I'm looking forward to sharing with you more information on our RIA product coming to market. Again, we're being quite quiet about that, and looking forward to other partnerships that we'll be announcing going forward, but nothing I can explicitly call out today.
All right, well, we'll check back with you in a few months or sooner. We're here at SC. How's your SC21 experience going? Any highlights?
Yeah, I had dinner with Jack Dangara last night. That was really fun. I hadn't met him face to face, so that was nice, and he's the godfather of HPC. Frankly, it's been the hallway conversations. I was working in Silicon Valley. I joined SiPearl just before COVID. This is my first trip out of Europe and back to the US since then. We were a little worried about the attendance at SC, but the number of hallway conversations I had with people I really want to talk to, it's been a fantastic show.
Fantastic, Rick. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks to all of you for watching. Take care.